For our next video, we're going to go into some overview of the organ systems, and then we'll talk about what it means to be alive. So these are our organ systems. It's how the body is broken down. We have got several of them, and they're covered in both A&P1, and then the rest of them are covered in A&P2. So we're only going to cover half of these systems. If you look on this chart here, we'll start with our integumentary system, which is pretty much our skin. We'll talk about skeletal, muscular, nervous, and we'll end with endocrine. A&P2 picks up and does cardiovascular, lymphatic, respiratory, digestive, urinary, and the reproductive systems. So what are involved with these? I want you to try to think of, if you can think of the function of these systems just based on their name, based on what you know about them. Okay, so I want you to pause this video, take out a pen and paper, and try to think about what is involved with the function. What do these systems do for the body? There are a lot of them. Some of them are trickier than others. Okay, hit play. Let's keep watching. So some of them probably can pretty obviously think of a function, right? Skeletal, that's our bones, it gives us support. Muscular is our muscles, it helps us move, right? But a few of them are a little bit trickier. So we have our integumentary system. This forms our external body covering and helps protect us from injury. It also is where we make vitamin D, so that's why you need a little bit of sunshine, gotta get that vitamin D going. We have our skeletal system. This is not just the bones, but also the joints where those bones meet, and the cartilage that helps attach those bones together. And the skeletal system works to protect and support our body organs. It's a framework that the muscles use to help us move, and we also make our blood cells inside the bone marrow of our bones. And our bones are a reservoir of minerals, things like calcium, for example. Our muscle system, obviously, helps us move. It allows for locomotion, facial expression, but it also helps us maintain our posture, produce heat, move blood with our cardiac muscles. So it's not just the skeletal muscles. You have 3 different types of muscles. Okay, our nervous system. The nervous system is made of our brain and our spinal cord, and then the nerves in your body, and they have sensory receptors that allow you to take in information. So this is our fast-acting control system of our body, and it responds to both internal and external changes, and it will then send some more sort of response, so either moving a muscle or stimulating a gland. And it is compared to our endocrine system, which is more of the slow-acting control network. The endocrine system has tissues that are spread throughout the body, and what they have in common is these are glands that are going to secrete chemicals called hormones into our bloodstream that will then regulate a whole bunch of processes like growth, reproduction, and nutrient use. Okay, so these I'm going to cover a little bit more quickly because we are not covering them in our class. Cardiovascular system, it's the heart and the vessels. This is going to move blood and nutrients around our body. Lymphatic system involves our lymph nodes and our lymphatic vessels, and this is going to pick up that extra fluid of our body. And it's also more importantly involved with our immune system, so it's going to be how our white blood cells move. Respiratory system obviously helps us take in oxygen and remove carbon dioxide, this gas exchange, and it involves the lungs in particular. The digestive system helps us break down food and absorb the nutrients and then eliminate waste. The urinary system helps us eliminate other waste, the nitrogen-containing wastes from the body, and it also helps us regulate water and electrolyte balance. And finally, our reproductive systems, they help us produce our offspring. So we have organs that help us make hormones that have our secondary sexual characteristics, and then we have organs in the females, especially for growing and caring for a child. Okay, so I want you to think about then what organ systems are involved with eating food and using its nutrients. I want you to pause the video, think about it. What are involved? Okay, it's not as straightforward as it appears. Organ systems work together. So not only is our digestive system involved, but we also need to be able to take in oxygen while we're eating. We need to get those nutrients into our bloodstream and then move it around with our cardiovascular system. And then eventually that will be creating waste products that will then be eliminated with our urinary system. So all sorts of systems work together to help us with very simple functions. Okay, so this video we covered the organ systems and we talked about the functions of our organ systems. In the next few videos, we'll talk about what it means to be alive, homeostasis, and then some key vocab that